Ladies and gentlemen, this is Jojo Movie So Awesome. I'm Joe.
I'm One Jin.
Today we're going to talk about Succession, Season 4, Episode 2.
Spoilers alert.
We titled it Emotional Warfare.
And if you haven't seen Succession, Season 4, Episode 2, Seasons 1, 2, and 3.
Spoilers ahead. Please come back later.
Yes, come back later.
Now, you have been warned.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this episode is, I think this episode is an episode of foreshadowing. You know what I love about this episode? The music choice. When Logan Roy makes that speech, he gets that evil villain song, like Wilder, Wilder.
We'll say things that nobody else dares to say.
They're gonna say they can't believe they said that shit, and I love this show is such a comic tragedy, and the comedy is again brilliant. I love it when Sid and Tom gets at each other's throat. I love the politicking. I love Tom when he says, "Oh, she's usually in opera season," and Sid right back come back with a huge smile. Oh, see, I see you met my social secretary. They're like mini fuck yous, and Logan knowing exactly what's going on. Because he's like he reminds me a lot of like old school like Korean conglomerate chairman, because they would like shock visit and then instill discipline and Logan.
What was that word that Greg used? What was it? Misering or what? He said something.
Mosing.
Oh, mosing. That's right. Mosing around.
Like a hitman Santa Claus. And then he also says it's like Jaws if everybody worked for Jaws. Yeah. No, but you know what this episode was so good at? Logan is still sharp as hell. There are three like key scenes. First, he tries to promote Carrie using Sid and Tom,
and insists that he's got nothing to do with this.
No, but in a brilliant scene, he sees Hugo laughing at it, and he immediately realizes that it was a misjudgment on his part. And then he goes to Tom. The funny thing is, he could have gone to Sid too, but he trusts Tom. And then I love the music choice there when, like, it's like a epiphany music. And Tom is like, maybe more time. And Logan's like, interesting. I like that. And this is see, Logan is still ahead of the kids in this. Like, yeah, he's an emotional guy, but he mixes that emotional with like practical, rational decisions. He's no fool. But the kids, on the other hand, this episode shows like their vulnerability.
Not only that, but if we take Carrie's example here, we can also see how the kids reacted to Carrie. Right. All they did was just play that DVD over and over and just laugh. That was basically it.
Yeah, it was a childish reaction. And I love how Connor gets the last line here. Everybody, this happened. Remember, like remember in season 3, even the wedding scene, Connor was amazing. He's like, what about me? I'm the firstborn.
Yeah, I'm the firstborn.
Yeah. And what do I get from you guys but chump change? I love you all. And then he does a giant fuck you. And, Connor is underestimated, but it's not like the other kids have proven they're not either. And, again, Shiv is... I think it's up to interpretation, but my feeling was Shiv and Kendall were acting emotionally.
I think... I agree, and it was true. I think I'm more certain that they were acting emotionally, and I think the only subtle difference that the show shows between Shiv and Ken is like how they react after. As Ken is in the backseat of the car, you see how he lights up and he's smiling. But Shiv has a very different expression.
He wants to call Tom.
Yeah.
Because he's lonely. And I think, okay, that was a good point. I think it's up to interpretation, but here's my theory. I think Shiv doesn't have any plan. I think Shiv is really reacting emotionally out of vengeance towards her father. But I think Kendall, like, I want to hear your input here. I feel like Kendall may be doing a play here. Like, if the company doesn't sell, doesn't that mean Kendall can still take over? And, God forbid if something happens to his father, I mean, why not, right?
But what I'm concerned about is they have that Pierce deal. They have to come through with the money.
Right.
Where are they going to get the money from if the sale doesn't go through?
Right. But
I mean, they do have that consortium and blah, 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 but that's just like part of the money.
Mm-hmm. But I did notice that too. I felt like Kendall was becoming more alive again. Because he's like the most rebellious prince out of them all, openly challenging the father. But I love how you always have to watch the ending of this show.
Yeah,
and I felt like they gave us great hints about Rome's position. And in Rome's defense, I felt like him spending time with his older brother and sister made him realize that these are not good businessmen.
And I think there's a great line in the show in this episode where Roman refers to the Beatles. He says that I'm John. You're all trying to push me over, but in fact I'm John.
Yeah.
You're Yoko and blah 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 blah. But after seeing Rome through all these seasons and episodes, although the first impression I got was that he's a degenerate, but in fact, he's the most sensible out of them all. And the moment he said that, I was thinking that he was kind of straightening them out.
Well, not sensible, maybe. I would use a different. I think he has great business instincts like his father. Because he's really fast and
and I agree. Because we see that when Shiv comes with that idea of taking the deal back to the table, and we see how Rome reacts to it, it's exactly how Logan would have reacted.
And here's another thing. Shiv and Kendall are really bad at reading the other person's thoughts. But Rome, I think he's good at it. I mean, yeah, he's also selfish like them, like the kids, and maybe a little bit spoiled. But for a deal to happen, you have to know what you want, and you have to think about what the opponent wants. But the problem with Shiv and Kendall, it's always me. Look at how Shiv fails to connect with Tom. And, Tom is the more savvy player here. He says it right back to Shiv. I've seen what your family does, and I wanted this to be amicable. So she's basically saying, I'd rather shoot first because I know you're going to shoot too. So let's make it an even playing field. And Romy,
which is in my opinion, which is quite fair. Because I think Tom's right.
Because we've seen Shiv threaten Jerry. Remember that, and what threatened the senator, the president, candidate, and then we're gonna get more of that too. But what I like about, what the children don't understand about their father is that he's an amazing liar in that he uses the truth exactly when he wants to. So he's kind of a liar that doesn't tell the truth. So because when he said when he told Roman that you're not Pierce. I need a fucking fire breather. And then he says this amazing line. Smart people know what they are.
That's right.
You know what,
I really like that line.
You know what, though? But the thing is, though, we've seen enough of him, Logan Roy. Yeah, he's telling the truth, but in a very convenient time. And, you could argue that when he went to the karaoke, he was looking for weakness. And then he found one. He found Rome. And the sad thing about Rome is, I think we talked about this. If him and Kendall were one person, that would be a perfect successor.
But Rome on his own is still too insecure. Kendall on his own, he lacks a lot of the business qualities that Rome has.
Yeah, Rome is that smart kid that no one tells him that he's smart. Yeah, and he needs to hear that.
And we also see how Rome connects with, what's his name, Lucas in season 3. And after watching this episode and watching Logan, I continually think that the biggest problem with this family is the fact that the father is going Machiavellian on his kids.
No, but I do have a bad feeling about Rome though, because I feel like he's going to be used again by his father, because we've seen this a lot.
I know I have this feeling not only Rome, but all of them are gonna have a very bad ending. But Connor, and the reason why I felt that from this episode is because the writers, they were very clever in a way to remove remove some sympathy that we had for these characters, especially when they go to the common people's bar for them to blend in, and the things they say. They are very rude and repulsive to most us common people. I mean, what did Shiv said? Like, house red wine, like, do I dare? And they're all kind of like condescending.
Being a little patronizing.
Yeah, patronizing and condescending on everything.
No, but that's a good point. But, not just Machiavellian, but we do get more psychology of Logan in this season, though. Remember in the first season, first episode, he's talking about death and his thoughts. But here, we get to see him say sorry. And I think one of the problems of Logan Roy is that his line, he says, "I love you all, but you're not serious people." His ex-wife had a brilliant line. He never had a thing where he didn't love to kick to see if it comes back. I think he's not capable of it. And remember that, like, Logan has these scenes with his kids. When it's one-on-one, he almost seems genuine, But as soon as it becomes more than one person, I think his politics brain activate.
Completely different mindset.
Yeah,
on the way he treats them.
Remember that scene in season 3 when him and Logan is meeting that hotshot majority shareholder?
Yeah.
And Logan tells him, "He's my son. I love him. And he learned it all from me. He may be the best of them." I felt like his statements are meant to be like questions to the audience too. Is he telling the truth? But I feel like Logan is one of those liars that perfectly says the genuine thing at the exact time he needs. And it has to offer him a benefit for him to say it. I think that's the point. Because here, as soon as the kid's like, "Oh, Carrie, did you pop your fuck cherry?" And Logan gets annoyed and stops his conversation. He's ready to block any challenges to him like that. And he's very good at just honing in on his point.
And from this episode, I think we learned something new here. Well, not new, but maybe some people expected this. But we kind of see what the end game is for Logan. Like the way what he announces on the floor of ATN. He's basically, I think that's what he considers to be his like ultimate passion, news. He always has that thing for news, and I think for him it's more like more of a child than his real kids.
Yeah, but I agree with that. That's a good point. But I also because of the villainous music, I feel like he's emperor that refuses to die. In history we get this a lot, right?
Napoleon.
Sure, not just Napoleon, but a lot of those so-called high kings, how they abdicated the throne to the son, but they continue to interfere. In Korean chaebol terms, it's an honorary chairman. Keep calling the chairman office, and it's like I think Logan is just incapable of giving up control and winning and the game, because the way he disciplines his employees is also interesting though. First, he gives them emotional damage. Is 14 equal 40, pal? He says all these things that is like basically like a dominance showing, but he immediately says, "But you're the best people, and we're gonna go wild."
Yeah, and I was thinking to myself, he's pulling like a George Patton right there.
Yeah, exactly. I think there's there's got to be an executive manual, right? First of all, disrespect him, and then respect him, and then
that's. I think that there's something masculine in the way you handle your employees there, and it's also what you see a lot in the military, like semi-abusive, semi-affectionate speech,
like discipline you but also vindicate you. I mean, but he does it in a harsher version though. But you made a good point about how he loves his company more than his children, because his reaction to his children are much more vicious than the way he treats his employees, though.
That's true.
Yeah. I mean, the worst, like, the guy, then again, not true, though. Like, because remember in season 1, play a joke game? Come on, Carl.
Give me the best you got.
Yeah. He is, okay, never mind. He is abusive. You're right. He's fucking abusive. Like, and then, like, you said it last time, as soon as Greg says something correct,
it triggers him.
Yeah. I mean, and part of it is, like, you know, his kids are his mirror, too, you know. They all got it from him.
That's true.
And it was, you know, but it was really sad. But I felt good for Connor again, how Willa is at bed at home. That was such a beautiful moment. The music choice was brilliant.
Yeah.
I really loved it. I love how...
Because the line he said before he left the karaoke was quite sad. He said, it's like, if you're never loved, then it's okay.
You don't need love.
Yeah.
It's my superpower.
But then it's ironic that the one who doesn't seek love gets love.
That's true.
Yeah, and like he said, like Connor said to Shiv and Ken, they're all saying like, "Look at me, love me," but they're not. Yeah, they're not getting it.
Yeah. No, that was a beautiful scene. And I really wanted to thank that scene because without that, it was emotionally stifling at that karaoke. I fucking hated that shit. It was so much emotional violence, like. And then when Logan finally snaps, like, his sorry doesn't even count.
Yeah.
When you say you are not serious people, and...
Well, I still thought that was a quite gentle way to snap. That was a gentle exit still. And we can tell that he still has that he needs to vent, like the way he lashes out at Carrie, like looking at the people in the streets and stuff.
And I like how Tom is like basically a surrogate son too. He's almost like a Tom Hagen from Godfather. He's like an adopted son. Because remember, I don't think we ever seen like even his loyal lieutenants at like Logan's house like that. You know, it's like Logan's comfortable seat and Tom is right there and they're thick as thieves. They're discussing something. So I felt like Tom is like sort of the adopted son. And...
Well, technically, he's the son-in-law.
Yeah, but he plays a more active role here, and Tom is a pro. Like Tom is definitely professional. I love how he basically got this huge plate of shit from Logan to fire Carrie, and he immediately throws it to Greg. And I love how Greg just fucks it up.
And we also learn a little more about Carrie. We can tell that she's very ambitious. We can tell. Although she lacks the qualities to get what she wants, you can tell that she's not going to let go of it easily.
No, but the thing is, like, I think she, like, now that we watched the, like, seasons, right? She overplayed her hand because, you know, look at the way Logan treats Colin. Because Colin doesn't want anything from Logan except a job. So Logan doesn't see him as a threat. But... You know, Logan is, anytime somebody wants something from him, he changes to this predator. He knows exactly what's going on. So he feels like Carrie's maybe like being a little bit Icarus, like trying to, flying too close. I mean, yeah, I'll fuck you and, you know, give you some privileges, but, you know.
Yeah, don't reach too far.
Exactly. Because you could argue that, like, looking at Carl and Frank, like, how many of them are actually competent either? Remember that shareholders meeting? Like, it was like, Jerry...
that was hilarious.
Yeah, Jerry is probably the only... I felt like after watching, like 3 seasons of worth, I feel like Frank is overrated doofus, and Carl is like, what's the word, massage parlor addict, like a sycophant. I feel like Jerry is the only one who always gives like calm counsel.
That's right.
And Jerry actually steps up. Like, I love how in like episode 1, like she refuses to play the game. It's a little too and I think that gains like Logan's respect.
And also remember in previous season, was it, or 2 seasons ago, she actually played the interim CEO.
Yeah.
Which means, she's capable of handling things. But yeah, like you said, the others, we're not too clear on how competent they are.
But you know, I think one of the predictions is I think Logan will make, like this is just my observation. Rome is very good at breaking alliances too, so maybe he'll get Rome to shank Jerry, and and fuck that, because he knows that's a partnership. Remember in season 3, the dick pic thing? Like, what are you interested in, Jerry? So, like, if any alliance becomes too powerful, Logan always destroys it. And what's the best way to use Rome? Like, use him a little to, play lipstick. What did he say? Dick's blowy for the lipstick. Go use him to handle Mattson. Because Logan knows that Rome connects with him more, Lucas. Because remember, like, Logan hated that shit.
Yeah.
Is he a fucking, like, a serious crazy guy or a serious boxer? Because I can match any boxer, but a crazy fuck I don't know how to handle. And I feel like Rome and him vibes. So use Rome to get to seal the deal. And then, because he already said he's going to, like, nail Sid. So, like, and here...
What was it? He said the night of the long knives is coming?
Yeah. And because remember the Hugo and Jerry briefing... Logan gets angry at Jerry, like, "Whoa, you already wear your Viking hat now, bitch? Oh, who do you fucking work for?" I feel like Logan is the type of guy, as soon as you get a new outfit, his first thing is, so who do I don't love anymore? And then, like change up his executive team. Why wouldn't he? It makes perfect sense. I feel like even Carl and Frank are in danger. I think Carl is the least in danger because he's such a non-threat. You remember like how he gets the...
He's always busy eating something. Or, I don't know,
and giving blood sugar medicine. And he's always like the butt of jokes. Like, yeah. But Frank has a history of betrayal, so, but that's funny. But anyway, man... I wish we would get more of Sandy and what's his name?
Stewy.
Yeah, I love their duo though. I think they're only used, because they were amazing and like especially Stewy was amazing in season 1.
Yeah.
One of the things that made me sad was season 3 and season 4. They always seem like plot devices now, almost too much.
That's true. They're just showing up whenever it's convenient for them to show up.
Yeah, to cause a conflict. Yeah. And that's a shame though.
But I'm guessing we already have enough characters to focus on.
That's right.
Yeah, and one of the reasons why I love this episode was that it was so colorful for all these characters.
And why does it always have to be like whenever there's a pink light, there's something depressing going on. Remember Kendall's birthday? The lights were all like that, and I think the scenery, like they do it really good.
This is a messed up family. Like every birthday and all these like family event things always get messed up.
But I do feel like there is a shocker coming though. Just like Tom's betrayal in season 3, I think we will get. I think it's gonna get uglier.
Yeah, I think the kids are gonna get into trouble because of that Pierce. And like I think Shiv said it, they overcommitted to the deal. And
like season 4 feels like basically King Lear Act 4 and 5, where people start to die now. Like they die, all of these people. So I feel like a lot of mini tragedies and great tragedies are coming. But anyway, let's rate the episode.
I would give this a 9.
Oh.
Yeah, I would give this a 9. It was very good.
I like this episode more than the first one. I felt like the ending was amazing.
Yes.
That Godfather music vibe. You're not Pierce. Logan, I love it. I gotta give him that. Logan is a fascinating character though. He's so arrogant. He kind of reminds me of that guy from Noah, the movie. Remember? Like the rebel, like the human leader who was trying to take over Noah's ship, and he's like, "Why not?" He's like. This. I would give this a 9. I would give this a 9. A little like I noticed this in like the first episode too, but like the first 30 minutes sometimes feel like it's like check marking though. Like a lot of it is.
Yeah. Okay. That's one of the reasons I did not give this a 10. The early 2 minutes were kind of confusing for me because I had to kind of like fathom what was going on because Shiv was having that conversation on the phone, like very upset. And later we find out that it was because of the divorce lawyers and stuff.
It's a problem I noticed since mid season 3 because I felt like season 1 and season 2 and half of season 3 felt really organic because especially in season 3 it's right after Kendall's betrayal and then it moves really fast until like episode 5 and 6.
Yeah, it just kind of like skips through.
Yeah, it suddenly like goes that, and I feel like this season has been a little bit like that too. It's less organic because there's a lot of pace changes. So I hope we get into this main conflict, like, so that we have something to follow. Because the first 1 and 2 season was about the succession. But Logan refuses to die, and I think that kind of hurt the pacing a little bit too. But I'm not complaining though. It's just a little nitpick. That's all. So it's 9 out of 10, and I can't believe there's 8 more episodes left of this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fucking love every second of this hour-long stuff. Amazing
so far,
dialogue.
great job, writers.
Yeah, I mean Emmy's coming. Emmy. I feel like they're aiming for Jeremy Strong to win this time. Yeah, I wish Kendall would do another Kendall thing, because we love it when Kendall humiliates himself, right? We love that stuff. Remember his rap? I don't like this focus Kendall. I want drugged out crazy Kendall. Like I love that stuff though. Like it's one of those things like when we watch somebody like humiliate himself, we can't stop watching though. You know. But anyway, that's our take on episode 2. Please share your thoughts too, and if you like our stuff, please press like and subscribe. This has been Joji Movie Out So Awesome. I was Joe.
I was One Jin.
We'll see you next week. Bye bye bye.
Bye bye.
Blah 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 blah.